Hello, my name is Tim Schmaltz. I just finished the initial steps on a design for an amazing sculpture of Therese Lisieux. It's interesting because if one Googles Therese Lisieux and looks at all the history of the sculptures, you usually just find one sculpture of her, and that's with her holding some roses. And I wanted to create a sculpture that tells more about her story and is in many respects a little bit more a sculpture that I think Therese Lisieux would approve of. So let me show you the initial sketch. This is just a rough sketch here of the idea. The inspiration of the piece is Therese Lisieux's life. She spent a lot of her life working in physical labor, very simple jobs. And so what this one actual photograph here of the sisters actually washing their clothes was the #1 inspiration for it. I thought she spent her life promoting the idea that simple chores and simple work is close to God. Why don't we put that in an actual sculpture? So as you can see here, the design would be Therese Lisieux, like the photograph, with the sisters, just doing, in companionship, just doing what they basically did. And here you have them all working close to a water's edge, cleaning their clothes. And as you can see, the other sisters are looking down. Saint Therese Lisieux is looking up. Well, why is she looking up? Because with her clothing, with her drapery that she has here, the face of Jesus is very, very subtly going to be sculpted within this. And so, at first glance, when a viewer of the statue will look, they'll see Therese Lisieux smiling up at heaven, looking very delighted. Closer inspection, the viewer will realize just subtly the face of Jesus is worked within that piece of drapery, that clothing that she was cleaning. So the interesting thing about this is the sculpture shows that through simple work and through devotion, spirituality is present. And so this is an amazing way of representing that there. And also, if you look over here, this is one of the many different photos that you'll see that shows that Therese Lisieux really had a connection with Saint Veronica, and actually throughout her whole life, a lot of her works of poetry talk about the face of Jesus. And so when I came across this idea, and then I started to do the research, that Therese Lisieux loved the face of Jesus and was really attached to the idea of Saint Veronica. It just all fell together, and I just realized that it's almost providential that this work exists. So I'm very excited about it. I love the fact that it's not just one figure. It's a whole. It's a row of the sisters, because she was so much a part of that community. To represent them within the piece gives it some context, and then to have her looking up as when she sees the face of Jesus within her clothing, not only is giving a very significant representation of her beliefs about the power of the face of Jesus and Saint Veronica, but it's also showing at a different level how within our everyday work, within our everyday chores, spirituality exists. So this piece would be amazing. I can envision it life-size. If the space warrants it, I could also see a reflection pond coming out here, as if, so you can add a natural element that would merge within the piece. So many sculptures of Saint Therese Lisieux are the same, emphasizing the roses. If this sculpture wants to emphasize the rose, I suggest planting roses around the piece. But this, I think, is a great representation of Therese Lisieux, one that she would really appreciate herself. Thanks.